All right, greetings. Welcome back to Blackbird News, where everything is connected. How y'all doing? Good to see you. We're live on Rockfin, Rumble, and on YouTube. I've been hearing that Rockfin is starting to delete some accounts. Of some more like high profile people like James Corbett. Denver, your account is suspended on Twitter. Why is your account suspended on Twitter? Did you do something in particular, or did they just decide they didn't like you? These are questions Woodlock answers to. I've been hearing that Rockfin has been deleting some channels. And who knows? This is why I'm doing the Substack thing on Friday. I know a lot of you guys have issues. with Substack. But I'm, what I'm trying to do, and I don't know about, Twitter is, I'm okay on all these platforms right now, but I don't know how long I'm going to be okay on all these platforms. Rumble is no better. Rumble is owned, by Peter Thiel. So who knows when that little honey trap is going to snap closed on people. All the free speechers out there, the free speech right wingers out there on Rumble, all the free speech alternative lefties out there on Rumble. We don't know when that thing is going to shut down. Oh, the follower counts were zeroed. Okay. You talk shit to the SEC and the refs in the Tennessee game? Oh. Okay. Roar Media? Really? Oh man, that's not that doesn't make me feel altogether good at all. I don't even know why I'm Jamie Deluxe UK column list goes on. Okay. I can't really search it now, but I guess I'll have to go through and look for some of those people. Yeah, anyways, I've heard that people, but I still see Ryan Christian on there. I still see AM Wake Up on there. So listen, guys, listen, y'all. And right now, YouTube is doing really funky things to me. Or Rumble. I don't know which one. I'm on a Rumble Studio streaming to YouTube and Rumble and Rockfin. But on my view counts on Rumble are on this Rumble Studio are all over the place. And I guess what they're showing me that it's just all over the place. It goes to 0 and then it goes to 8 and then it goes to 20 and then it goes back to 0 and then 8 or 12 or something. It's just all over the place. So the suppression continues on all of these channels. And so I know you guys are, not all of you are happy with the Substack thing, but for lack of, a better alternative, and I know there's Odyssey, there's BitChute, there's other channels. So what I'm thinking about doing instead of and Twitter is a main space for me right now, main space for news. But what I would like to do, and I know not everybody's going to be happy about this, but I'd like to move Black Bear to some other platforms, mainly Substack, Telegram. I know you're going to scream at that, and then I have been looking into Signal, but not too much, not too deeply yet. But I still haven't researched how private and disconnected from the intelligence community Signal is, and I'm sure. I'm sure there's pros and cons to all these platforms, but this is just for Black Bear News. This has nothing to do with people still have plenty of. I have content on YouTube for other things, and I probably still will make content for YouTube on other things and or other platforms, still on other social media platforms. But I'm thinking about moving the Black Bear News community to other channels that are just more difficult to censor, I guess. Yeah, I don't, that might be a way to go, Malcolm. But mainly, right now I'm just doing this as a backup. So I'm trying to get everybody over on Substack, so I have a backup. I'm trying to get people over to Telegram, so I have a backup, in case Twitter gets weird or whatever, and or Signal. I can also live stream to Telegram too. So, we could have 2 different places to live stream. And 2 different kind of ecosystems, I guess. But we'll see. We'll see. But there's really only like 3 people that are on Telegram right now, which is a little bit. 3 people that are active on Telegram, which is a little bit sad. And I know people have a problem with Telegram, but I would say go over to Telegram if you want to exchange news and info and you don't want to be on Twitter. I'd say go over to Telegram. I'm not going to Blue Sky. I'm not going to Threads. Sorry, that ain't going to happen. I want to go in the other direction of intelligence-controlled social media, not towards that direction, which both those platforms are. Gene, I'm all for leaving. Well, the subscriptions on Substack are free, Gene. So, I will leave everything open on Substack to everybody, so you guys don't have to worry about it. Everybody can subscribe to Substack for free, so I'm not requiring anybody to pay. What I'll probably do is just set up some tiers, like $5 a month or $10 a month, or or more. If you guys want to subscribe and pay more money on Substack, you can. If you don't want to, that's fine. That's completely voluntary, and that's on your end. So don't worry about that, Gene. So, anyways, that's that's kind of some housekeeping there. I just like, we need to take this seriously. The fact that they're gonna probably censorship is going to get worse before it gets better. That I may. I'm okay right now, but I may like totally be, open up my stuff and be booted off one day of all these platforms. I don't know. I have no idea. So that's why I'm doing this. So again, this Friday, we will do a Substack only stream. Come on over to Substack, subscribe for free. Just subscribe for free. And we'll just keep that going. And then I'll try and work in like Telegram and some other things in the meantime. Okay. All right. Okay. I like that idea too, Malcolm. That's a great idea. Also, I have a Black Bear News domain name, like blackbearnews.org or something. And I have never actually like sat down and had the time to make a website for Black Bear News, but I should probably do that so that you guys in an email list for Black Bear News, so you guys can come to the website and see what's happening, or get on the email list, and so I can reach you guys by email if everything goes down. We'll see. But for now, we are here. We're talking about things. It's all good. Yeah, I wasn't really aware that they were booting people off or zeroing people out of Rockfin. That wasn't something that was on my radar. I haven't seen the people that I usually watch are still there. I swear I thought I saw James Corbett. I watched James Corbett videos on Rockfin, so if he's not there, that's news to me. Anyways, but this is what I'm hearing, so just taking precautions. No, yeah, you can subscribe for $5 a month, Gene. You don't have to. Just become a free subscriber. It's all good. We're doing everything for free right now. It's only, this is a donation only platform. This is a donation only channel. Donate if you want. Trump launched a large-scale strike on the Houthis in Yemen with his big bad anti-war self. He launched a large-scale military strike against Yemen's Iran-aligned. They always have to say stuff like that. Iran-aligned. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe, maybe not. What they're doing is striking, or supposedly striking, at U.S. targets, ships and whatnot. Sending a message, that they're unhappy about what's going on with Israel and Gaza and the Palestinians and Lebanon and Syria and everything else. So he launched a strike on Saturday over the group's attacks against Red Sea shipping, killing at least 31 people at the start of a campaign expected to last many days. Trump also warned, this is from yesterday, Trump also warned Iran, the Houthis' main backer, that it needed to immediately halt support for the group. He said, if Iran threatened the United States, America will hold you fully accountable and we won't be nice about it. That's not great. The top commander of Iran's Revolutionary Guards reacted on Sunday by saying the Houthis are independent and take their own strategic and operational decisions. That's what I have been led to believe myself. We warn our enemies that Iran will respond decisively and destructively if they take their threats into action, Hossein Salami told state media. Well, this is not great because, we're just opening up another front for military escapades around the world. And, the possibility that this thing can escalate, snowball, what have you. He said to all Houthi terrorists, your time is up and your attacks must stop starting today. If they don't, hell will rain down upon you like nothing you have ever seen before. At least 31 were killed and 101 others injured in U.S. strikes, mostly women and children. Super dangerous. The women and the children, right? They're the ones that are, really got the U.S. shaking in their boots, all these women and children. The Houthis' political bureau described the attacks as a war crime. Our Yemeni armed forces are fully prepared to respond to escalation with escalation. This is a problem. The Houthis, an armed movement that took control of most of Yemen over the past decade, have launched scores of attacks on ships off its coast since November 2023, disrupting global commerce and setting the U.S. military on a costly campaign to intercept missiles and drones that have burned through stocks of U.S. air defenses. Oh, no. These seem to, this seems to be the only group that's saying, that's trying to do something about, hey, we don't like what's happening here. We think you guys are in the wrong, and we're going to do that. We're going to let you know with force. Apparently, nobody else on the planet can do this. The Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araki said the U.S. government had no authority or business dictating Iranian foreign policy and support for Israeli genocide and terrorism. Stop killing Yemeni people, he said in a post on X on Sunday. All right. Also, from today, White House ignored a judge's order to turn back deportation flights carrying Argentinians to El Salvador. A lot of people have been supportive of Bukele, the president of El Salvador, and think he's like a really cool guy, but he seems to be super in league with the Trump administration around housing prisoners, deported immigrants, and who knows who else in El Salvador. Trump administration says it ignored a Saturday court order to turn around 2 plane loads of alleged, we don't know, because they haven't been convicted of anything, apparently, Venezuelan gang members. Because the flights were over international waters and therefore the ruling didn't apply. The administration's decision to defy a federal judge's order is exceedingly rare, highly controversial. So basically what they said was they were already on the plane, they were over international waters, they were outside of the U.S. The U.S. national territory, so therefore this judge's order did not apply. I mean, there's a lot of questions around this. We don't know, nobody really knows like who was on the flight. Were they all gang members or criminals, or were they just random people? Why are they being flown to El Salvador to be imprisoned in El Salvador? That seems highly strange. And probably not legal on a lot of levels, right? And people are also concerned that the Trump administration is just, a judge ordered the planes to turn around and they just said, no, we're not going to do it. Overriding some checks and balances. But that's what we do. That's kind of what we do. Whenever we need something to happen and it's illegal, well, we just make up some shit and make it legal, I guess. Or, change the words around. Let's watch a little clip about, illegal stuff done in the past. By the way, all of this is happening now. I'm not gonna start this yet. All of this has been happening over the past few decades, and is happening now. It's just that we're not allowed to see it on TV, so people aren't as upset by it. As long as you don't have to look at it, it's a lot easier to ignore and just go about your day, and just kind of go, "Oh, that's a shame. We're involved in such things." Yeah. Grapentine, yes. CIA is the biggest funder of drug wars, cartels, and human trafficking. Yeah. All right, let's watch this from ORF.
People so
I don't think he made this film. He's just posting this. This is from March 16th, or Today in History, March 16th, 1968, about the My Lai massacres.
suffer in war. I can't answer what it accomplishes. I have very mixed feelings about it. I sure don't want to be in another one because I know what goes on.
It was perhaps one of the darkest chapters in American military history.
At a hamlet called My Lai in Vietnam,
where American soldiers killed over 500 unarmed Vietnamese civilians.
Women, children, and the elderly.
This was really pure chaos. But it could have been much worse, thanks to one very brave helicopter pilot.
Hugh Thompson. He was the hero at the My Lai massacre.
Just all these bodies everywhere and no explanation. That's when
I'm probably going to get a copyright strike for this, or not a strike, but my video might be blocked. Just letting you guys know.
I started trying to figure out what had happened. Saw a wounded person, got on the radio, called for help. The captain was put his weapon on automatic, killed her.
This is one of the commanding officers on the ground.
commanding officer. It appeared that something was going very wrong that we couldn't understand.
Next time we landed in a ditch that had over 100 bodies in it. Some of them weren't dead yet. So I asked for help again, and I asked him, I said, can you help these people out?
And the soldier said, yeah, we'll help them out of their misery.
And that's when I just told them, quit joking around, help them out, okay? They said, yep. And as we took off, my crew chief came over the intercom with the most somber voice I'd ever heard, saying, my God, they're firing into the ditch.
Thompson and his crew then realized the American troops were on a killing spree.
Talking wasn't working. I had to take action.
When he saw GIs advancing on another group of defenseless women and children, Thompson ordered his crew to turn their guns on their fellow Americans.
He landed the aircraft in between the American forces, and the Vietnamese people got out of the aircraft, and he went and had words with a lieutenant on the ground.
These are human beings, unarmed civilians.
The lieutenant outranked him, but he gave the lieutenant an order and told him to keep his people in place.
Get back!
With the aid of larger helicopter gunships, Hugh Thompson and his crew succeeded in airlifting to safety over a dozen old men, women, and children.
When I did instruct my crew to open up on them, if they open up on any more civilians, that particular day I wouldn't have given it a second thought.
A soldier's trained to kill, but a soldier's not trained to murder.
You have to do the right thing in life, but don't look for any rewards.
Thompson was grilled in Congress over the charge that he trained his helicopter's guns on U.S. troops.
I'd been threatened with prison. My life had been threatened. I was an outcast.
He was called a rat and a traitor by fellow servicemen. But over the course of time, Thompson began to be seen as a hero.
30 years after My Lai, Hugh Thompson and his crew received the Soldier's Medal, the Army's highest award for bravery.
U.S. Senator John Breaux nominated Thompson for the Nobel Peace Prize in 2000. Thompson was widely recognized not just for his battlefield courage, but for his humanity.
Hello, ma'am. Nice to meet you.
Thank you very much.
She had been dumped in the ditch but survived, shielded by the bodies of the dead. Why, she wanted to know, were so many villagers killed that day? And why was Thompson different from the rest of the Americans?
I saved the people because I wasn't taught to murder and kill. I just wish we could have helped more people that day.
In fact, they did help more people.
Some scholars say we saved upwards of 20,000 lives because that operation was supposed to go on for 4 days, and there's up to 20,000 people living in all those villages. You know, I've always heard the old saying, I thought it was kind of corny, but you can make a difference. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I guess I proved you can make a difference.
I admire you so much for your courage and your determination, and your story was so touching.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, well, I guess...
Thank you very much. You know, we drop a lot of bombs and then do a lot of talking, and then we become friends. Seems to me that if we do the talking before the bombs start falling, then we can be friends also.
Hi, I'm Matt Orfala. I hope you enjoyed the video. These are my sources used with fair use under the U.S. copyright law for educational purposes.
Thank you, Matt Orfala. By the way, I'm showing this video under fair use copyright law for educational purposes. Thank you for watching. That was good stuff by Matt Orfala. He put that together, so I didn't know whether he had put that together or whether he was broadcasting that. That's all fair use. That is not. There's no copyright infringement, y'all. So, well, AOD, just come on over to Substack or come on over to Telegram. I'm not gonna support Elon Musk and X by subscribing so that I can live stream on X. I'm just not doing it. I'm not doing it. I know a lot of other people do it. It seems to, like it's just the cost of doing business or something like that. A lot of people are on X. I don't know. I'm just nothing about it really excites me. Well, we're not off of Rockfin yet. But by the way, here's my Substack channel. Come on over to Substack. It's free to subscribe. It's free to watch. It's all the same. Basically, I'll drop the link. Here you go. Or just watch, I don't know, get on the Substack page. Yeah, creative experiments. Yeah, Pat Tillman, yep. Famously killed by friendly fire. What about the Navy SEALs who supposedly took out Osama bin Laden? Whoops. What about the Navy SEALs who took out Osama bin Laden? They all died in a crash, right? Oh yeah, we buried him at sea. Oh yeah, now we're all dead. Oh. It's very handy and not coincidental. Is the chat free? Yes. Gene Whitworth, chat is free. Everything's free on Substack. Just go to the page. Also, here's my Telegram channel. You guys want the Telegram channel? Here you go. The link is in the description box, by the way. I'll probably put the Substack. Let's see. Here's Telegram. I'll probably put the Substack link in the description boxes as well. So here's Telegram. If you want to go to Telegram, there's the t.me/Blackbear News Chat. All right. Okay. No, never saw bin Laden's body because it wasn't him. It was not him. All right. All righty. Let's keep going. Guys, if you support this channel, you like this channel, you want to see this channel keep going, you can support this channel at any of the links in the description box. That's the Venmo, the Cash App, the PayPals, the Zelles, Buy Me a Coffee, Ko-Fi, Patreon, Substack. Etc. This is I've been talking about this for a long time. About the decades-long plan to stifle dissent, to roll back. This is also, in conjunction with rolling back social safety nets and FDR era or style safety nets that have over the years been demonized and or defunded so that they don't work very well. And everybody goes like, see, they don't work very well. We're just wasting money on this stuff. And it's these people are taking money from us. We work and pay our taxes, and these people are just blah, blah, blah. Yeah, but if something happens to you, the point is, if something happens to you, you'll have that safety net too. That's the point. This isn't it though. Sorry, I've got the wrong link, but I do want to talk about this story. Student debt was created to instill discipline in students. When you graduate from college with over $100,000 in debt, it may take a lifetime to pay off. You have no choice but to enter the capitalist machine. All that stuff about hope or changing the world disappears really quickly. Yes. I don't know if there's a link for this article here. I don't need to really read the whole thing. This is from The Intercept. The origin of student debt, Reagan advisor warned free college would create a dangerous educated proletariat. 1970, Roger Freeman, who also worked for Nixon, revealed the right's motivation for coming decades of attacks on higher education, which is exactly what they've done. They've made college prohibitively expensive and or a yoke around people's necks. So people don't have the free time or the energy. I mean, couple this with declining wages and ever increasing inflation, a wealth gap, a government that responds less and less to people's wants and wishes and concerns, and you have what we have now. And I've been going back and forth on, I do talk a lot of shit about libertarians, agorists, anarchists, volunteerism. I get why those things, especially the volunteerism, I get why that's attractive and why, and why that's makes a lot of sense to people. It also makes a lot of sense to me. And I think people can do a lot of good creating their own support systems, right? For sure. Absolutely. But it's also, I also don't think that we can, I don't know if we're ever going to be able to get outside of having a government that, keeps a large military on hand. And it would be great if we could get away from that. It would be great if we could abolish that. I, would be a fan of that. Absolutely. But I also think that we could do a lot of, we can do a lot of good for people. That social welfare, or what people call socialism or communism, actually have a lot of volunteerist, it's like a volunteerist premise, that people can help each other, that people would like to help each other, right? That people could do things for the good of the community. That is the point. That's the purpose. That's the motivation behind a socialist / communist economy or organization. And as far as bigger countries like China, Russia, when China's still communist, but when Russia was communist, those weren't necessarily communist countries. Those were totalitarian countries posing as communists. We're just a totalitarian country posing as a democracy. So it's kind of the same thing with just different, better advertising in the West. And maybe different mechanisms for keeping people in check. But there have been actual governments that were socialist minded, not so much totalitarian, more heavier on the socialism, and we've done our very best to get rid of that, and we've done our very best to get rid of our own socialist tendencies in Western countries. It's happening right now. They're rolling back in Europe and the US, rolling back all of these social programs. Right there, there's an attack on the UK healthcare system. There's, Hillary Clinton famously said, "Medicare for all will never come to pass." And there's going to be more attacks on Social Security, more attacks on Medicare. They're trying to dismantle those socialist systems that were put in place a long time ago that people were like, yeah, it totally makes sense. I'm down to pay a little more money so that everybody gets free healthcare or free school. But the capitalists don't like that. The oligarchs don't like that. The fascists don't like that. And unfortunately, very intelligent people who I'm sure have their hearts in the right place help that dismantling along by telling everybody they don't have any agency in changing the government or how the government operates. And so people just continue to sit back and go, oh, I can't do anything about it. The government's bad. What can we do? And they just keep on taking. They just keep on taking your shit. They keep taking shit from you. Because you're like, oh, I don't know. What do I do? Oh my God. I know a lot of people are preaching and suggest that people do things and organize. And people are doing that. And I think that's great. I think people should be organizing outside of the system. People should be organizing to help themselves. I think that's great. That's a great idea. But when you pressure the government, it actually has an effect, right? It almost has more of a direct effect today, because when people say no to things, they step back like pretty quickly. It's kind of like a bully, right? When you stand up to a bully, generally they back down really quickly because bullies are just cowards that huff and puff to try and make themselves look big. All right. Yeah, creative experiments. Yeah, rent is so high you can live in a hotel full time for cheaper, and it comes with a free breakfast. I saw something about people planning their retirement around like just taking an endless cruise, because it was cheaper to live on a boat, like a cruise ship, than it was to continue to live on land and pay all their bills into their retirement. They were going to take all their retirement savings and just buy like years worth of cruise ship accommodations. And that was cheaper. Wild. Oh yeah. Great Britain. Yeah, you got it. Yeah, I think so, Gene. We need to work towards an independent platform. Yeah. And, encrypted, independent, no algorithms, algorithm free, spy free, Google free. Definitely. Let's keep going. New York Times admitted that that COVID likely originated in a lab. Sorry, but that government officials and scientists conspired to keep the substantiating evidence secret. The lab leak theory was censored on social media because of pressure from the administration. We shouldn't have done that. Oh yeah. Oh no. Oh, we shouldn't have supported the invasion of Iraq. It was on false premises. Oh darn. Oh man, we messed up. Sorry. 1 million people died. Sorry. That's all they do. Like eventually they reveal that they were up to no good all along, but then they, 5 years later, nobody's paying attention anymore. They go, oh man, we really messed that one up. Oh, sorry, dude. Yeah, it's too late. It's too late for sorries. And nobody who's gonna, somebody needs to be accountable for this. I don't see anybody getting accountable for this. Some tornado footage from Mississippi. There was also wildfires in Oklahoma. Like pretty massive ones. Took out a lot of houses in Oklahoma. Jaw-dropping footage. Captures massive tornado aftermath of a massive tornado in Tylertown, Mississippi. And in Missouri, they have massive hail going on. You guys noticing a pattern? Powerful hailstorm has brought icy conditions to Missouri. I've never seen anything like this. Stay informed, stay safe. You have a friend who's retired cruising full time since COVID? I mean, whatever works for your retirement plan. A lot of people also buy the RVs and just try and do that. They just go mobile. Isn't that a Who song? Going Mobile? Going Mobile. That's a great song. But a lot of people have decided, just going to get a camper van, get a trailer, get a RV, and we're just going to park, drive to places and park. Way cheaper than paying mortgage or property taxes, maybe, and all the utilities and everything that goes along with that. Meanwhile, they're beating up the kids and anybody else who's against genocide. It's not anti-Semitic. It's just against genocide. It's like saying, it's like telling somebody that they're violent because they want you to stop hitting them. Please stop striking me about the head and the shoulders. Oh, you're so violent, bro. I fail to see how that makes any logical sense whatsoever, but these folks seem to be able to get away with that somehow. But, if you're someone who goes along with that line of thinking, I don't know. Let's see. Lastly, I mean, we've talked about make sunsets. They were banned from launching balloons in Mexico. This is a little bit weird, though. I feel like this is revelation of the method. Private company in California makes sunsets is launching balloons to release sulfur dioxide into the stratosphere, aiming to reflect sunlight and combat global warming. Sulfur dioxide is regulated pollutant under the Clean Air Act, strictly overseen by the Environmental Protection Agency. This toxic compound is notorious for triggering severe respiratory problems, causing skin burns, and fueling acid rain. And once it's released, there's no escape. It will return, seeping into our air, water, and food. I don't understand. I feel like this is just a way to get to the point where they're going to reveal that they've been doing this all along. Because one of the reasons why people don't believe in chemtrails or contrails or whatever, don't believe that we're already doing stuff like this, is because somehow they believe that the government doesn't lie to you, or that they follow the rules. You know, when the rules state, like, well, you know, scientists are very skeptical about doing geoengineering because it would be bad for the planet. And so they think that all the scientists just adhere to some kind of moral high ground. Yeah. Keep on believing that, I guess, if that's what you want to do. But so this private company, you know, got in trouble for releasing balloons in Mexico, and then Mexico banned them. And I guess they're doing this here in the U.S. This is from February. Meanwhile, Harvard, you know, David Keith, or Keith David, whichever you want to, I think it's Keith David, and others at Harvard have been talking about doing geoengineering for a long time. Or, you know, the possibility of it, but they keep talking about it, you know, in the future, we're going to do some tests. And they just keep on talking about it. And they keep saying they're going to do some tests. And then they pull back, and I think they were going to do some in Sweden or somewhere. And then they said, you can't do it over here because, you know, the government there is rightly concerned about Mexico, rightly concerned about this kind of stuff going on. But if you think that they don't fully know how this works and have fully tested this all out and have fully mapped out everything about it already, I want you to consider how dupable you might be. David Keith, okay. There's an actor, I think, is Keith David. I get him mixed up. Something like that. Anyways, but here more and more people are discovering the sky is filled with things that are not real. Here's Jim Brewer talking about the fake clouds in Florida that look a lot like the fake clouds in Southern California. And there are many, and they are daily, and they are all the time. I think people rightly have questions about what is going on. If you also are a person that can't look up at the sky and see these things as unnatural, or see this as like, this doesn't look like nature. If you can't like look up and go like, oh, that looks pretty weird. I wonder what they're doing. I don't know. I guess, again, you know, everything's fine. I guess it's all okay. But let's listen to Jim Brewer. I'm going to do this again, talking about this.
Hey, Governor DeSantis. Today, when I get up in St. Petersburg, it was clear blue sky, and I started watching all the planes spraying. Now, I know the FAA knows who's flying. I'm pretty sure the governor can figure out who's flying and spraying and creating these fake clouds in the sky. Look. I even got footage of that plane spraying. So, Governor of Florida and Florida officials, what are we doing about this? And why don't you start explaining exactly what it is? Clear blue sky. Look at all the lines from the planes. I watched them all, and some of them stop spraying after a while, and they restart. Can we have an explanation and a stopping of this, please?
I mean, if you spend any amount of time just watching what's going on, I mean, I don't know how you couldn't come to the conclusion that somebody's making something happen. But this is not a natural phenomenon. Or if you're willing to consider, take in, the information that you might be seeing with your eyes. Yeah, I call them fake clouds too. They're just fake clouds. We have more fake clouds than real clouds generally in Southern California. And they probably serve multiple purposes. But one of the main ones is just creating shade, blocking, some level of radiation. I think that's, the main purpose, but there might be other purposes too. I don't know. Oh, Denver. Denver dropped a link at the beginning, and I just talk about this before we go. For world's first synthetic biological intelligence runs on living human cells. Yeah. Let's read about this for a second. Because that doesn't sound scary at all. No way, man. Not scary at all. The world's first biological computer that fuses human brain cells with silicon hardware to form fluid neural networks has been commercially launched. Biological computer fuses human brain cells with silicone hardware. I guess that's the merging of the man and the machine. Ushering in a new age of AI technology, the CL1 from Australian company Cortical Labs offers a whole new kind of computing intelligence, one that's more dynamic, sustainable, and energy efficient than any AI that currently exists. And we will start to see its potential when it's in users' hands in the coming months. Known as synthetic biological intelligence. Cortical's CL1 system was officially launched in Barcelona on March 2nd, 2025, and is expected to be a game changer for science and medical research. The human cell neural networks that form on the silicone chip are essentially an ever-evolving organic computer. Make it stop. And the engineers behind it say it learns so quickly and flexibly that it completely outpaces the silicon-based AI chips used to train existing large language models like ChatGPT. Are you guys nervous yet? Oh my God. We're offering wetware as a service. Wetware as a service. Customers will be able to buy the CL1 biocomputer outright, or simply buy time on the chips, accessing them remotely to work with cultured cell technology via the cloud. This platform will enable the millions of researchers, innovators, and big thinkers around the world to turn the CL1's potential into tangible, real-world impact. It will provide the platform and support for them to invest in R&D and drive new breakthroughs and research. Oh boy, it's going to be great. Everybody's going to be free and have everything that they want and need and all the free time in the world. Yeah, it's going to be great. It's going to be awesome. Let's keep reading this a little bit. These remarkable brain cell biocomputers could revolutionize everything from drug discovery, because it's always about pharmaceuticals, right? And clinical testing, to how robotic intelligence is built, allowing unlimited personalization depending on need. The CL1 will be widely available in the second half of 2025. Is an enormous achievement for Cortical, as New Atlas saw recently with a visit to the company's Melbourne headquarters. The team made international headlines in 2022 after developing a self-adapting computer brain by placing 800,000 human and mouse neurons on a chip and training this network to play the video game Pong. New Atlas readers may also be familiar with Cortical Labs and its formative step towards SBI, with Los Blaine covering the early advances of the self-adjusting neural network capable of adjusting and adapting to forge new stimuli-responsive pathways and processing information. Oh my God. We almost view it actually as a kind of different form of life to, let's say, animal or human. Chief Scientific Officer Brett Kagan told Blaine in 2023, "We think of it as a mechanical and engineering approach to intelligence. We're using the substrate of intelligence, which is biological neurons, but we're assembling them in a new way." Oh, all right. Okay. Let's see. What was the sorry. Just reading through this article a little bit, and that might be boring for you to listen to me read in my head. Okay, so neural connections on a chip. Not scary at all. Interesting. All right, guys. Well, I think that about wraps it up for me. Just checking to see if I've gotten any type of donations today. I don't think so. Maybe so. Maybe not. Thank you to everyone who does donate or has donated in the past, and people who continue to donate. I appreciate you. And I know some people donate after hours, so I'll make sure that I get those. That I thank people for those. All right, guys. Joseph Wood says, hairless talking monkeys, leave garden, destroy nature, lose soul, create synthetic flying purple people eaters. Awesome. Yeah. That's hilarious. Rumble bought 188 Bitcoins in January for 17 million. Lost 5 million of the investment already. Ooh, don't buy at the top, y'all. I don't know, man. I think they were banking on the Trump crypto reserve to shoot the price up, but it's gone in the other direction. But maybe wait for it to go, or if you want to buy another like Solana or something, which is down a lot, probably not quite 50%, but maybe 30 or 40% as well. Buy the dip, I guess. This is not financial advice at all. Not financial advice. Never, never, ever take financial advice from me. But that might be what some people are thinking. I don't know. All right, y'all. Thanks so much. Appreciate you. We'll see you tomorrow at 12 p.m. Pacific, the usual time. You know how we get down over here on Black Bear News. Until next time, peace.